Today we are going to learn a new lesson, that is lesson number 6, importance of oceans. Now, see children, first of all, what do you mean by the term ocean? Okay, we are aware about it. We have seen ocean, right? But what exactly its meaning is? Ocean means a very large expanse of sea, in particular each of the main areas into which the sea is divided geographically. Okay, so that is called as what? That is called as ocean. Okay, yes, and also we know very well our earth is actually, it is divided into spheres. Okay, there are different spheres, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere. Okay, so in our previous standards we have studied about all the spheres of the earth, right? Okay, so in even in your science subject you have studied about all the atmosphere, lithospheres and hydrosphere. Okay, so we know very well the proportion of land and water on the earth, and also about the major oceans we have studied about it. Okay, we know the percentage of the land and water on the earth, right? Okay, so yes, see children, here in this picture you can see that living things which are in the hydrosphere means in the water. Okay, yes, you can see there is what, there are different species over here. Okay, we can see the hydrosphere, it includes what, it includes all the water bodies that exist on the earth, right? What does our hydrosphere includes? It includes water bodies that exist on the earth, right? So there we can see fish, we can see turtles. Okay, yes, and also there are what, there are planktons. Okay, yes, so all these things are what, there are plants. Okay, so all these things are there, all these living things are there in the hydrosphere. Okay, so now see children, here moving ahead, as we have started, I have told you the meaning of ocean. Okay, so here this table is giving information about the area of each ocean. Okay, so Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Arctic Ocean, these are the oceans. Okay, so this is the area in square kilometer. Okay, so here you can study it, the information here, this table is giving information about the area of each ocean. Okay children, and of the total global waters, 97.7% is contained in oceans. Okay children, so you can just imagine, okay, the area covered by the ocean. Okay, so now see children, even this all this as we have studied the water, the hydrosphere, it includes all the water bodies, right? So this actually covers what, it covers all the oceans, seas, rivers and their tributaries, lakes, reservoirs and also groundwater. Okay, and out of all that total global waters, 97.7% is contained in oceans. Okay, so here I hope you all have understood. Okay, next, moving ahead we are going to see a small experiment. Okay, here what we are going to do children, here in this picture you can observe that here we have to take some water in a steel dish. Okay, so here you can see that we have taken water in a steel dish, and also that it is better if the water is from a bore well. Okay, now what is bore well children? It is a deep narrow well for water that is drilled into the ground and has a pipe. Okay, so it is better if we take water from a bore well. Okay, now what we will do, we are going to keep the water in direct sunlight. Here you can observe that we have kept the water steel dish, okay, under the sun rays. Okay, yes, here, so now moving ahead, what we will do now, we are not going to remove the dish until all the water gets evaporated, right? We know about the evaporation process. Yes, the water gets evaporated. Why? Because here it is, we have kept the water under direct sunlight. Okay. Yes, so what happens after some time, what we will see, we are going to observe that the water is evaporating. Okay. Now we are going to keep that dish, okay, until the water is completely evaporated. Now what happens, we are going to observe the dish after the water has completely evaporated. Now after later, what we are going to observe, children, and what will be the we are whatever we will observe, okay, after the complete evaporation process taken place, certain substance will be left out, okay, on the dish, okay, and we are going to observe that substance, and also we are going to observe its taste, okay. So now see, children, what we observe here is, we have noticed that after the water evaporated completely, a whitish layer is left in the dish. Okay, what is seen here? Here you can observe a whitish layer, okay, is left into the dish. Okay, yes. Now, if you taste it, okay, if we try to taste it, what will happen? We are going to find it is salty. Okay, it is what? It is going to be salty. So now these are what? These the substances are the, it contains salts in the water. Okay, the substance was what? The substance was present in the water. Okay, so we realize what? That these are the salts which are present in that water. Okay, so in drinking water, the proportion of salts is quite low. Okay, children, so what happens? See, in the drinking water, the waters which is potable for drinking purpose and all, the proportion of salts in them is quite low. Okay, it is not extreme salty. Okay, now water from oceans and seas, it has what? It has greater amount of salt in it. Okay, you must have observed it, children, right? Okay, this water is what? The water from oceans and seas, it is what? It has greater, it is salty. Okay, it has a greater amount of salt in it, hence it tastes salty. Okay, clear, children? Now moving ahead, as we know very well, children, that there is abundant aquatic life in the oceans. Yes, abundant means what, children? Abundant means large quantities. Okay, so we know that there is large, okay, the aquatic there is abundant aquatic life. Okay, it is in large quantities in the oceans. Okay, so from the microscopic planktons to huge whales, we know very well what are planktons. Planktons are what? It is the food for the fish. Okay, so the from the microscopic planktons to huge whales, different types of living things are found in the oceans, right, children? Once they die, okay, after the living things, okay, which are present, which are found in the ocean, after they die, what happens? Their remains accumulate in the oceans. Accumulate means what? It gathers together. Okay, it gathers what? It gathers together. Okay, so all rivers flowing from mountains or hill areas, they finally meet the oceans. Okay, the river which is flowing, right, children? The river which is flowing from the mountains or hill areas, what happens? They finally meet the oceans. Okay, yes. Now the sediments. Now, children, what are sediments? Sediments are what? They are the matter that settles to the bottom of a liquid. Okay, so whatever the substance, okay, which is present in the water or in the liquid, okay, it settles to the bottom. So sediments are what? They are the substances which settles to the bottom of the water or any liquid. So sediments from eroded lands. Eroded means what, children? Which are gradually destroyed. Okay, so sediments from the eroded lands, trees, bushes flowing with the water, dead remains, etc., enter the ocean with this river water. See, children, we know river is flowing. Yes, river is what? It is flowing from the mountains or hilly areas, okay? And we know that it finally meets the ocean. So whatever matter, okay, which is present in the river, it enters the ocean, okay? So see, the sediments from the eroded lands, the trees, the bushes flowing with the water, dead remains, they all enter the ocean with this river water. Okay, in both the above process, what happens, children? The dead remains decompose, releasing various minerals and salts in the ocean. Okay, what happens? We know very well the dead remains, the decomposition process takes place over there and releasing what? Releasing various minerals and salts in the ocean water. Okay, so we can find various minerals and salts in the ocean water. Okay, now see, children, we know about volcanoes, right? Yes or no? We have been studying about volcanoes since our lower classes, right? Now see, children, here volcanic eruptions occur on land. We have been studying about it, right? That volcanic eruptions, they occur on land. Similar volcanic eruptions also takes place in the oceans also, children. Okay, they take place in the oceans also. So volcanic eruptions, they take place, they occur on land as well as on water. Okay, children. So now see, children, what happens during the volcanic eruptions? Different minerals, ashes, salts, okay, and gases are added to the water. Okay, what happens when the volcanic eruptions takes place? Okay, what happens? Different minerals, ashes, salts, and gases, they are added to the water. This increases the level of salts and minerals in the ocean water. Again, we are obtaining minerals and water, okay, from these eruptions, right? Okay, in the ocean water. So now, due to this continuous evaporation of ocean, okay, uh, due to this continuous evaporation of oceanic waters, what happens? The proportion of salts increases. Now see, children, we know very well that, see, the ocean water is what? It is under the direct sunlight, right? Okay, so obviously it is going to receive heat, right? So then what happens? The evaporation process takes place. Okay, so due to this continuous evaporation of oceanic waters, what happens? The proportion of salts increases, just like this experiment which we have seen. Okay, we have taken that steel dish, in that the water got evaporated and the substance was left behind it, that was the salt substance. So similarly here, what happened? When the oceanic water got evaporated, the proportion of salt increases. We got salts, we got that substance from the oceanic waters. all these things all these things make the ocean water salty. That is why, children, why this oceanic water is salty? Because of all these things. Okay, because of the continuous evaporation of oceanic waters, and also due to the volcanic eruptions. Okay, we obtained minerals, ashes, salts, and all that to the water, right? So all these things make the ocean water salty. Now moving ahead, the salinity of ocean water is different. Okay, now what do you mean by the term salinity, children? What do you mean by the term salinity? Salinity means, see, the quantity or degree of being saline. Saline means what? Containing salt. Okay, which contains salt. Okay, so here what means? The salinity of ocean water, okay, means the quality or the degree of being saline. Okay, how much percentage of the ocean water is saline is different at different places. Okay, so the ocean water at different places, its salinity will be different. Okay, salinity is expressed in terms of mils. Okay, children, in terms of what? How it is expressed? What is the unit? Its unit is mils. Okay, that is particles per thousand. Okay, The average salinity of ocean water is how much, beta? 35%, 35 particle per percent. Okay, it is its average oceanic, it is its average salinity of oceanic waters. Now, Dead Sea. Children, you must have heard about Dead Sea, right? The Dead Sea is known to have the maximum salinity. Okay, the Dead Sea is what? It is known to have the maximum salinity. And what is its salinity is what, children? Its salinity is about 332 particles per thousand. Okay, so this is the maximum salinity. This Dead Sea is known to have maximum salinity. Now, moving ahead, see children, as we know that we obtain salt from the salty waters. Okay, salt as a substance is obtained by constructing salt pans in the coastal areas. So see children, the regions, the coastal regions, okay, they do what? They construct salt pans, okay, in order to obtain salt. Okay, okay, so for the production of salt, what happens? In the coastal areas, construction of salt pans is done. Salt is an salt is an item in our diet. Yes or no, children? We are completely dependent on salt. Okay, in our food. Okay, in our diet, it is very important. Okay, for while cooking and all. Okay, we use salt. Okay, yes, so it is a main ingredient in our dish. Okay, so see here, many minerals like phosphates, sulfates, iodine, etc. are also obtained from the sea. So from sea, what do we get? We get minerals such as phosphates, sulfates, iodine, okay, and many more. We depend on oceans to some extent for minerals also. Okay, so from oceans also we obtain minerals. Okay, children. So today we are going to stop here, and in the next lecture we are going to study about the other topics. See here, these are the salt pans. Okay, see children, these are what? These are the salt pans. So this is how the salt pans are actually constructed near the coastal areas in order to obtain salt. Okay, clear? So today we are going to end here, and in the next lecture we are going to learn the other topics.